Introducing boxing out to the blue corner, weighing in 118 kilograms, Rob Cunningham. Weighing in 100 kilograms, Tom Field.
But Tom Field, a former light heavyweight contender, contested against Mike Shamout back at Budo 39. Actually fractured his hand, didn't want to fight until it was healed, but then he heard we needed a heavyweight, and he said, well, if I don't have to cut, my hand's healthy, will Rob take the fight? And Rob was more than happy to take it.
Good job finding a home for that jab, straight through the centre of the guard. Field, the most experienced fighter on the card tonight, 6-6, mixed results, but you cannot put a price on that experience at this level.
And he has fought some absolute cracking fighters, though. He's been one of those guys that will literally never take an easy fight, and his record is littered with great victories and great defeats, because they are fights that could have literally gone anywhere. I remember his rematch against Ian Rollerson it was argued that it was a little bit lopsided, but those guys have been to war for many, many rounds, and he's taken on a good opponent now, but this time at heavyweight.
Yeah, he's landed that jab with ease early in the first round. Rob's going to have to find a way in here. Nice leg kick from Cunningham, but he takes a couple of shots back, and he looks to be cut very slightly under the eye already.
Yeah,
not going to be one that's going to interrupt the flow of action, I wouldn't think, but...
A good spot, just a little cut under the left eye. And in comes Cunningham looking for the Superman punch.
Big shot from the big man.
118 kilogram Superman punch.
You wouldn't want that flying through the air at you, would you?
Oh,
nice
lovely chopping low kick.
And he seems to be getting into this round now.
Yeah, took a good few jabs early on, but just beginning to warm into the fight.
Nice body shot there from Tom Field.
And one thing I've always said about Field is he's constantly moving. I called him almost Tyson Fury-esque when he fought last time. Fury does the same, he twitches, he's constantly moving, so you don't know where his shots are going to come from. And to the casual outside, you'd think he's being exceptionally awkward, but it's very good fight IQ, and he's ultimately getting the better of the strikes.
Yeah, and especially against a really deliberate, straightforward fighter like Rob, that's really going to cause some issues. And as we've said, Rob needs to find a consistent way in here.
Well, both these guys in good shape coming into this one. Obviously, Tom, the leaner of the two, being the light heavyweight, but still a big guy. Remember the armed forces. And Rob, they don't call him the Beast for nothing.
Cunningham still centre of the cage here. But it's that jab that's been the biggest weapon of the fight thus far for Tom Field. He's landing it with impunity here in the first round. Cunningham looking to barrel forward here and find an opening for his big right hand.
But still getting tagged off the back foot.
Couple of nice body shots towards the end there. Round one in the books.
Couple of big deep breaths being taken by Cunningham.
Yeah, 118 kilos, there's a lot to be carrying around with you, and especially when you're having to chase a guy like Field around the cage. Not a massively decisive round there, but the jab of Tom Field's the key factor. He's taken that round for my money, so Rob's going to have to look for a way back into this one.
Yeah, completely agree with you. And to use another sort of boxing comparison, very much Klitschko-esque, standing behind the jab. Dr. Steelhammer, of course, reigning supreme, winning many fights on the back of just jabbing opponents for 12 rounds. And I imagine that Matt Inman will probably be saying more of the same, that it's doing the damage. Maybe throw more multiples rather than just singles, but when you land that jab, you're landing it at will. Yeah,
don't change your winning formula, some might say. Field looking very keen to get back into this one.
Yeah, Bobby Pallett and Sean Martin in the corner of Rob Cunningham don't seem overly concerned.
Rob had a good start to his amateur career. He's picked up a couple of losses since then, but he's always going to have to test himself against the toughest guys he can, and that's exactly what you want to be seeing at this stage in the amateur career.
Yeah, good multiples of stiff jabs there from Field, 2 or 3 finding home and then mixing it up with a lovely little left to the body.
Cunningham covering up here against the cage.
And do you know what I think has happened? It's just clocked to me. it was his right hand that he broke in September or fractured,
Right.
and he seems hesitant to throw it. And at first,
Yeah,
I didn't
you're
clock.
absolutely right.
It could be in the back of his mind.
So
So
even when he's throwing combinations, he's doubling the jab and then going to the body with the left.
with the left, yeah. So that could be the reason he's not throwing it. Maybe it's still I mean, he's obviously passed the pre-fight medical checks and he got the clearance from the doctors, but so it may just be a confidence thing.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the last thing you want is to break it again early doors.
But that jab is the damage. Left hand coming through from Cunningham and missing its mark.
And Cunningham's scoring well with the leg kicks when he throws them, but you know, that jab really is discombobulating him.
Yeah, snapping his head. Better with the block at that time. Just trying to see whether or not Rob has another little cut. I just can't see.
It looks to be just a mouse, perhaps. There's obviously a fair bit of swelling around both eyes now.
Yeah, it's the right eye this time. There's a wilt beginning to show on the right-hand side of Cunningham where those body shots have been landing from Field.
Both guys exchanging left hands here.
Good left hand again. But again, a nice little low kick from Cunningham, but there needs to be a little bit more behind it.
Cunningham again taking centre of the cage. Feel happy to dance around him on the outside.
And that's what we're saying about Field. He's moving left to right, he's twitching. Where's the shot going to come in off? Which angle is he going to approach from? It's just making life very difficult from Rob at the moment,
And this is where Cunningham does some of his best work up against the cage. Obviously, he's got that big frame, and his grappling against the fence has been pretty good when we've seen him in past appearances.
just looking to get away from that grip that Field has, and ultimately he gave it up in the end.
Yeah, and that could be disconcerting for Cunningham now, that he wasn't really able to do much in terms of scoring from that cage position.
And now Field, he's feeling it a little bit more, he's mixing it up and throwing kicks with the strikes. And you feel it's just beginning to get away from Cunningham a little bit as he catches another left hand.
Yeah, he's wearing a fair bit of damage around that right eye now. We go into the third frame. Look, Cunningham's no stranger to the third round. We've seen him go the distance before.
Yeah, and that was another grueling fight that he was in.
Yeah, last time when I saw him go into the third round, he had his best round of the fight in the third, so he may surprise us here and pull something out of the bag.
Yeah, and that's interesting actually, just looking across the field, who, like I say, he's in excellent shape. He trains for a living. He trained for a living, should I say. He just taking a couple of deep breaths in the corner, just beginning to, and like you said, muscle eats oxygen. So if he just shows that sign of breaking pace for just a moment, he may let Cunningham back into the fight. But we will see with 3 minutes of the scheduled 9 still to go.
Yeah, this is the great thing about heavyweights as well. All it takes is one massive shot from one of these guys, and it's lights out. It doesn't matter who you are.
And Matt Inman just firing off some instructions at the end there, telling him to do the work. Alan Howcroft's just having a look at the eye. He's going to actually have a doctor come and check this.
Yeah, you know, it's a safety first situation here,
Yeah.
but
Feel
you've got the doctor at cage side.
Actually,
so
looking at it from this angle, Brad, there is quite a lot of swelling right under the eye, the right eye of Cunningham, but it's not sitting lower down the cheek. It's over. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised. It's right.
Either the victor or the guy who's lost.
That is a swell right on the eye. If you look on the right hand side, when that closes up, he isn't going to be able to see. So maybe he's preempting the inevitable as the doctor.
Exactly. You look, it's an amateur fight, and it's obviously very frustrating for these guys, but there's no point getting a fractured orbital or damage to the eye, for the sake of 3 minutes. We'd much rather see these guys go away healthy and come and run it back another time. We've got all the time in the world.
Yeah, absolutely hit the nail on the head, like you say.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause.